In this week's Torah portion, we encounter one of the most emotional and powerful reconciliation scenes in the human history. But before the reconciliation, Jacob has to face his past, his memories, and his fears. I find the story of Jacob struggling with an angel, or as I interpret it, learning from his past and facing his memories, to be captivating. Probably because I can relate to it personally. I think that our past experiences, our good and bad memories, and the way we utilize them for the better is an important part of our personal growth. The blessed memory of my grandma Genia undoubtedly shaped my eco path today, but not in a way you would ever imagine. My grandma's family died in Ukraine during the Holocaust. She and her sister Sonia survived because their dad put them on the last train east. They ended up in Kazakhstan. As my grandma Genia was able to find a job, this meant they would have food, but very little food. She had to share her daily ration with her younger sister, so my grandma was always hungry and had to work very hard. I remember my grandma sitting in her kitchen on a small chair and eating a piece of apple with a piece of white bread. My grandma ate everything with a piece of bread. I found it a little bit funny as a child and felt quite guilty when I grew up and realized why my grandma was eating everything with a piece of bread, even an apple, for the rest of her life. Since my adolescence, and out of deep respect to my grandmother's memory, I developed a no-waste attitude towards food and appreciation of it. The harvest, farmers' efforts, producers, drivers, sales assistants in the shop, so many people making an effort for us to enjoy our food. So how can we waste any of it? At the time, I developed a strong interest in food waste, seeing a new tendency within the younger generations of not appreciating how lucky we are to have such an abundance of food. I see people throwing food away without even checking whether it is still okay for consumption. I was brought up to check food myself. It probably makes me sound so old. If it smells bad or looks like it has gone off, only then you dispose of it, and not just because the best before date has expired. When I delivered one of my first sermons on food waste in the UK, there were an estimated 14 million tons of it. Over the years, it has been reduced to an estimated 9.5 million tons per year, 6.6 million of which, according to the House of Lords Library, comes from households. On average, a family spends £700 on food, which it then throws away every year. There are many things in the world which we cannot change. Food waste is something we can be in control of most of the time. Thus, saving our own money, showing respect to so many people in the food chain, and reducing pollution in our beautiful shared home, planet Earth. As many people know, cooking can be a therapeutic activity, and cooking for yourself, rather than relying on ready meals or takeaways, often means a healthier diet. One very simple way of reducing your food waste can be cooking soups from your leftover vegetables. I even add cucumbers to my leftover soups, which give a refreshing taste to the soup. And I roast all the vegetables which I have not managed to use during the week. And these are just a few examples from one person. So let's mark our EcoShabbat with a pledge of minimum food waste in our household.